Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. I am here with another lesson for Indian economy. This is my continuation lesson on banking reforms, and in this lesson we are going to learn about the non-performing assets, a very important topic and a current issue. Okay, so we need to know very clearly about this topic. Okay. So I hope you all know what is non-performing asset, but still we need to have some idea, basic point about what is non-performing assets. Okay, see, banks lend loans and advances. Okay, in fact bank actually first receives deposit, then lend those deposit in the form of loans and advances, and it also keeps some amount as cash reservation and other things. Okay, so these are all things basically a bank does. The loans and advances that are given to the borrowers, no, those are called assets of bank. Okay, and these assets will be considered as a standard asset as long as the borrower is repaying the principal and the interest. It will be a standard asset. Okay, but when a borrower who had bought the loan is not paying the principal amount or the interest amount, in that case it is called as non-performing asset. Okay, so a asset that is given to the borrower, if it is not bringing any return to the bank in the form of the principal is not coming or the interest is not coming, no, that is called as non-performing asset. Okay, in fact RBI has given a very technical definition in the sense in recent times to make it what is non-performing asset. If the loans, the term loans that are given, no, on which interest or installment of the principal which are remain overdue for a period of more than 90 days. This point is very important. If a borrower is not repaying the principal or installment for more than 90 days, then it will be called as non-performing asset. Okay, I hope you understand what is non-performing asset now. Okay, this is the basic definition. So you have to be very clear about what is non-performing asset. Okay, again here there is a slight change for the agriculture loans. Okay, since agriculture is a special case. Okay, the non-performing asset for agriculture is if the loan is taken by the farmers for short duration crop, no, for short duration crop like paddy, jowar, bajra, no. In such case, if the loan is not paid for 2 crop seasons, okay, then it will be called as NPA for short duration crop. In the case of long duration crop, it will be 1 crop season. So 1 crop season, if the farmer is not paying, after 1 crop season he is not repaying the loan that he bought, then it will be considered as a non-performing asset. Okay, so this is the definition of non-performing asset which is at present. Okay, please remember this very carefully. The NPAs are further classified into 3 types. Okay, one is substandard, which is, that is, these NPAs are from more than 90 days to up to 12 months. Okay, up to 12 months. These are substandard, from more than 90 days to 12 months. And the second is doubtful NPAs. These are all remaining NPAs for more than 12 months. In this case, naturally, if somebody is not repaying for more than 12 months, I don't think he is going to repay tomorrow. Okay, so it will be considered as a doubtful NPA. And finally, loss assets, which is in fact the doubtful assets will be eventually termed as loss assets. That is the third category. So NPAs are divided. In fact, these are all loss assets. No, it is very clearly identified by bank that they won't get anything back. The asset will not be. They won't get any return from the asset, and they have found it through inspection, and only reason is it is not written off in the bank account. Okay, it is there as pending. Okay, so these three are the classification of NPAs. Okay, please remember this kind of points. That is how substandard asset. What is the period from 90 days to, that is when NPA when asset became NPA and up to 12 months it is substandard. Above 12 months it is doubtful, and the company has found, the bank has found that the asset is not going to return, then it will be called as loss asset. Okay, so please remember these kind of points. One of the biggest concern for Indian banking sector is the continuous rise in non-performing assets. Okay, see, banks are lending to people. Okay, see, whenever you lend to people, to a large number of people, even if the people who are regularly paying, no, they may face some situation, so they may not repay. Okay, so asset turning into NPA is normal. Okay, but what is the real problem in India is there is a huge rise. In fact, we have as a NPA which no country have. No country has ever had that much. Even when the world was facing financial crisis, when there was East Asian crisis, some countries went up to 9%. Now at present we are having up to 11%, and it is projected to go even further because of this COVID-19, no, as a result. So a biggest concern for banking sector in India is there is a huge, the NPAs are keep rising, despite the government is taking so many steps to solve this. Okay, it is a major problem for the Indian banking sector. Okay, so the Financial Stability Report recently in the 2020 has given a report in which it said that in March it gave this report, in that it said it would go up from 11.3, which is at the March month to 2020, the total non-performing assets of the bank, okay, to 15.2% in March 2021, and it even go to up to 16.3 in the March 2021 at the very severe stress condition. So it means out of the 100 rupees lend, 15 rupees is not coming back. That is a huge amount. Okay, in 2020, if something like that happened, no, it will affect the banking sector. It will not only affect the banking sector, it will affect a lot of area. Okay, and another factor of the NPA is more of these NPA, that is the non-performing asset, are from the public sector bank. That is nearly 80% of the non-performing asset from public sector bank. Okay, so this is also another concern, because the private sector bank has around 5% only non-performing asset. So the public sector is only faring very poorly. And why this is another big concern is, it is the public sector which is lending more. Okay, and if the public sector it's affected, no, it will affect the economy even more. Okay, so those are the things. Okay, and this will result in the capital risk CRR ratio. Okay, capital capital to risk adjusted ratio, no, it will go up, it will come down actually. Okay, when there is a severe stress. Okay, and this see, there is this thing called twin balance sheet syndrome or problem. That is, in India, both the banking is also facing issue because of NPA, and because of NPA the companies are also in their balance sheet there are huge liabilities, and the bank also have huge NPAs. So this is twin balance sheet problem, and it will result in severe stress on the economy. Okay, and to solve this problem the government are repeatedly taking lot of steps, and the volume of recapitalization that is to be injected into the economy, no, it is going to be huge, and the present situation with this the COVID going, it is going to be even more pressure to the banks, government and RBI and economy. Okay, see, as I said earlier, the banking NPA at present in India is higher than any other major emerging market. Okay, at present, if you see the graphical, if you put all the companies' non-performing asset in the graph, no, you will find that India's is so high. It will be almost twice, thrice of other countries. So this is a huge concern for us. Okay, so what is the reason behind the rise in NPAs? See, the NPAs are rising even in the when Narasimhan Committee reported, no, in 1990s when the Narasimhan Committee made its report, even then there were plenty of non-performing assets. In fact, we learnt in the Narasimhan Committee report that the Narasimhan Committee specifically mentioned that there should be a debt recovery tribunal for NPAs. So NPAs was not a new thing, but what is the problem for recent times is it is rising faster, and all these years the steps taken has not yielded any result. Okay, so we need to know why at present, that is after, especially after 2014, there is a huge rise. Okay, after 2010 and to 2019 up to 2020, this past one decade the NPAs are continuously rising. Why it is so? Okay, one of the reason is the banks lend during the good times of banking economy, no, they lend more. That is, our economy grow at a very high rate between 2004 to 2008. In the 2000 to 2008, 2009, that period, no, before financial crisis came in 2008, which affected our economy, right? Until then, our economy was going very fast in the first UPA regime and in the first NDA government in 2003 to 2004. Those times, okay. In that time, banks lend more, okay. But what happened is the economy started going slow down, okay, and this has affected when the economy slow down. What will happen? It will affect the corporate sector. They won't have enough production. They won't have enough profits, and it affected the profits of the corporate sector because of the growth of economy due to the slowdown of economy financial crisis of 2008, and then later also the economy started the economy started picking up after 2010, but since 2014 is once again 2016-17, it's once again 2017-18 it's going down. That is why in the recent times there are huge NPA rising, okay. So because of the corporate profits keep going down, no, they are unable to repay the amount. Okay, and this is one of the major reason for huge NPAs. Okay, and bank not only lend aggressively, but also, in fact, how they lend aggressively means they relax the lending norms, especially to big corporates, maybe their prospective customers. Okay, uh, without analyzing the profile of that company, whether it is capable of returning. So the banks know they will have some regular customers, regular corporate companies who are lending to them. Okay, so the bank has to make some profit with their deposit that they have. So they will lend to somebody. Okay, they cannot keep the money idle. So what they did is they lend to people like their big corporates without carefully scrutinizing the profile of that companies, whether they are capable, whether they are running in profit and other things. Okay, as a result, this is because there is a competition among banks to catch the market, to lend more. So they lend to people even when they are not having enough what you say collateral and asset and other things. For example, if a company they are lending, no, the company has to make some profit. If the company is going in a loss and the company is applying for a loan, means the chances are that company may turn into an NPA huge. That loan could turn into a NPA huge because it is already running into loss. Okay, so this relaxation of lending norms, lending to people without scrutinizing the account, which is a major fault of banks. Okay, this the bank done for a long time. Okay, this is again another reason for rise of NPA. Then there is no lack of bankruptcy code in the past. In fact, after 2016 we have a bankruptcy code, but no such thing as that. As a result, it was a sluggish legal system. In fact, I remember very much when I was preparing when I was preparing civil service, no, we used to say that government has passed the SARFAESI Act. As a result, there is a huge amount of huge pressure on the corporates to address the NPA issues. But no, the legal system was so sluggish, and bank was not able to recover the loans from the corporate. Okay, they did not recover. Rather than recovering, what the banks did was they lent even more loans to the corporates which are already in the NPA list, which are already defaulted them. Why they do this? This process is known as evergreening loans. Okay, the idea behind this is, why evergreening of loans is done by banks is, if somebody is taking a loan, okay, and he is a prospective, he may be a prospective customer for the bank. Okay, he may be a regular customer for a long period, very good customer. Okay, so that customer, because of the economic slowdown, because of some reason, he might have defaulted. Okay, for the present situation. So in the hope of bringing that company back to the profit, that is helping the company to gain market, so providing further loans. Okay, in fact, if they provide further loans, they could use that further loan to repay the previous loan. Okay, so this kind of things will be done by businessmen very regularly. In fact, we know this concepts called rotation. Okay, they will buy your money, they will lend their money. Okay, in fact, whenever I also had some financial crisis, I will do certain things like that. Okay, I'll buy money from here and I will give it to here. But that could be done to only to a certain extent. That could not be done for long period of time. Okay, what was happened is a company which had defaulted got loan and it paid for some time with that loan, but once again it started defaulting. That is how this evergreening of loans also did not resulted in any improvement. Okay, the bank's idea was by providing this further loan, they will repay for some time, and then they will in the meantime economic recovers, they will once again earn profit, and they will be able to repay the loans. But instead the NPS were raised because of this evergreening of loans. Okay, so please understand why the loans increased. Okay, in fact, even after NPS were identified at a higher level, this is the reason even governments favor this. Okay, in fact, see, they won't give subsidy to poor people saying that it is so loss, but they would give to the corporates in the hope that they will work for the economic growth, and eventually all will benefit. Okay. Okay, that is why this evergreening of loans were continuously given, and it resulted in further more NPS in the bank. Okay, and see again, the rise of NPS is the major causes the corporate sector defaulting. Okay, see, generally there is this myth that they will say the NPS are because public sector banks are forced to spend to priority sector lending. They are actually asking to give a concession loan to farmers, concession loan to students, and because of this reason NPS are rising. The truth is not that. In fact, that is not at present. The present is that because of the corporate sector default. Okay, although the priority sector lending, there are some NPS, no, but that is the normal level, level. In fact, and that is a very very meager amount. The huge NPS happen in the corporate sector. Okay, so corporate sector is the major contributor towards this rise in NPS. Okay, in fact, otherwise we won't be having this much of NPS. The rise in NPS is attributed to another reason, corporate sector. So now we have seen we have not seen every reason, we have seen some of the important reason. In fact, if you could add more, have more, but have some 4 or 5 points very clearly in your hand. So tomorrow when a question related is asked, it will be easy for you to answer. Okay. So now what are the effects of NPA? Okay. See, the first major sufferer is the bank, because they are the person who are lending. So it will directly affect their profit. Okay, because they are not getting the asset back. Okay, and as a result they are not getting the interest, so the profit will be going down. The bank's profit will go down, and they will have less money to lend as a result. Okay, they will have less money to lend. So this will further affect the economy, because banks lending to people, credit creation in the market will lend to more money, more business prospects, more employment prospects. So it is a cycle. Okay, when banks stop lending more, when the bank reduce spending, lending, in all such situation, there will be contraction in investment in the economy, there will be contraction in business growth, there will be contraction in employment rate, that is there will be huge unemployment. Okay, business closures will be there. Okay, so this is how it will affect the economy when there is in fact, that is why this huge rise of NPS is a cause of concern. See, if it is around 4 or 5%, no, it is manageable for banks. Okay, because they will have some capital. We know, we will learn later the different capital adequacy ratios and the Basel norms and other things which are prescribed for banks to meet the any unforeseen situations. But when it is huge like 11% at present and it is projected to go in the 2021 to 15%, such situations will create huge damage to bank and the economy. Okay, that is why the government is interfering, RBI is closely watching, and that is why this question, this NPA related thing is so important for us for exams. Okay, and once the bank is not earning enough profit, what the bank will do, they will try to earn more profit. So in the future they will lend loans at higher rate of interest. So the people, when they lend a higher rate of interest, again that will also affect the economy. So people, when they are huge lending, they won't take the credit. Okay, and then there will be less return for the investors. In fact, banking sector is mostly invested by government because 50% of public sector bank is where this is NPA is happening, and more of the public sector bank are public government owned. So there will be less return for the investors in these companies. Okay, in fact government itself will get less profit or dividend from the banking sector, where it holds huge amount of that is more than 50%. Okay, that means government will have less money. When the government has more money, it will spend more for the economy. So the government will also stop spending more. Okay, in terms of social development or economical development, anything. Okay, so again the NPAs will create twin balance sheet problem. Both the corporate sector and the banking sector both will feel the stress. So this will affect the economy. Okay, so these are all the major reasons, effects of NPAs. Okay, so here we need to know, because we are learning about NPAs, we need to know a concept called willful defaulter. Okay, what is willful defaulter? Okay, see, the persons, the people or the company who have taken loan from the bank, not all of them are what you say willful defaulters. Willful defaulters means a person who is purposely, as the name suggests, purposely not paying the loan. Okay, those people are called as willful defaulter. But not all people are willful defaulters. Okay, the willful defaulter is a person who is having the capability to repay, and if he is not repaying, that person is a willful defaulter. Or if that person has taken a loan and diverts that fund to some other purpose for that fund. So if somebody is getting loan to buy some machine and then using that fund to his holiday or vacation, like Jay Mallya does, okay, and finally he will become a partying and other things, and finally he will become a defaulter. Okay, so diversion of funds, that is a huge problem. So if you take a loan for some purpose, you invest in that purpose. So instead diverting the funds, and there are also other person who will siphon the funds. Okay, they will take the loan and they will invest in some other places rather than for what they have to invest. So this diversion of funds and siphoning of funds, again these two are also, if the person is doing, it is called willful defaulter. Okay, and they after taking loan from a bank and buying a product or investing some asset and then selling that asset, okay, those people will also be called as willful defaulter. Okay, so willful defaulter is a person who is doing this by any cheating method. So the normal people who are doing the business because of the economics growth slowing down, and who are regularly paying, suddenly they are short of cash, those people are not willful defaulter. So this classification is very important in NPA. Okay, who is a willful defaulter? So what they will do with this willful defaulter, that is very important. So if somebody, some person or some company is listed as willful defaulter, no, these people are restricted in participating in the capital market. They cannot participate in the capital market. They are also barred from availing any further banking facilities, that is like loan. Okay, in fact for 5 years they cannot get any loans from any banking or non-banking financial related instruments. They cannot get anything. Okay, and the lenders are also given, the banks are also given power to initiate process of recovery from these people, and they could even initiate criminal proceedings because they are willful defaulters. Okay, because they are see, that is why these guys, both Nirav Modi and who's that other guy, Vijay Mallya, and the other guy recently, all these guys ran out of India because they took the money, they did invest somewhere, they suddenly they become NPAs and they ran out of this country, and nobody cares of them. The government says they will bring, but when they will bring? Okay, and the lending institutions will not allow any person that is related to that defaulting company or the defaulter, no, even that person to become a board member of any other company. Okay, this they will do this. If a person who has taken loan, if a company who has taken loan, the relative of that person will be another board, so that also they will not allow. Okay, so these are all some of the steps taken to the willful defaulter. Okay, and who will not be included in this willful default category? So because lot of people may not be returning the borrowing that they got, not all will be considered as willful defaulter. So if a person who is doing it for only one time, okay, suppose if today a person who has a very good track record for the past 5 years with that bank, and suddenly this year he is defaulting, no, that person will not be considered as a willful defaulter. Okay, so his previous track record will be checked. Okay, so they will not stamp a person willful defaulter for just one time case. Okay, then the banks will also establish whether it is intentional or not, whether the guy is doing intentionally or because it is because of the economic situation or the unforced things that are not under his control. Okay, so those things will also be considered before terming a person willful defaulter. Okay, and they will also give time, inform to that person that you have not paid, please give the reason, and they will give some chance to clarify, and only after that, even after that, if he is doing that, he will be called as willful defaulter. Okay, then the default amount should be minimum of 25 lakhs to be included in the category of willful defaulter. So these are all the conditions for willful default. Okay, I hope you understand this concept. Okay, so in this lesson we saw the reasons for what is the NPA and why there is huge rise in NPAs and what are all it affects, and we also saw what is the willful defaulter. And in the next lesson we will see the steps taken by our government and RBI to solve the NPA issues of banks. Okay, we will see that in the next class, because if I club everything, it will become a big, I want small lessons. Okay, so please watch my next lesson of this part, where we will be learning about steps taken to solve the NPA issues. Bye.